share again. I hope my screen is visible. And okay, so first thing is we have to decide which workspace. So Sabine already did that, and I hope you guys also following the same steps. So first of all, you have to decide where you put things. So this is my working directory where I'm keeping things stuffs. Even I create one folder January 25 and your initial names, guys. K for Krishna, Farah, and then Sabina. That's why give the folder name. And here I will for it's for me. I have also created some folder on Google Drive. I hope you guys had look. So they will keep updating all the folders and stuff. Okay, now what I have to do, I'll create one folder, new, and I'll call this Eclipse workspace. You can name it anything, but it should be at least you can find it if you want. And then I will run that software, Eclipse, and it will ask me that where is your workspace. So what I'll do, I'll go back to that location here, slash this. I'll copy this one, go back to this, browse, paste, enter, and here I am. And then I say select folder. So this will take this path and launch. So what will happen? You guys will see by default. It's for everyone. I don't know you guys have noticed or not. Eclipse by default creates a folder. We start with dot metadata. It's for its own purpose. We are not going to do anything here. Just want to confirm whether it is creating or not. I'm just showing you. When you create any folder and give the path to the Eclipse, it will create a dot metadata folder. So it will use it for own internal purpose, and that's how Eclipse looks like. That's the first screen, and you can close it. We don't need that. And this is the first screen where we actually write the code. You can see multiple boxes are open, or what we call that, some screen differences you can see here in terms of tabs. So like marker, properties. If you see the bottom, servers is there, data source where we connect databases, snippets, and terminal. If you want to execute some commands, you can also do it from here, but we will ignore that part. But usually we don't need all these sections. So what I will do, I will just minimize. So we have a clean screen. On left side, we can see our project structure, our project directory structure, and this big screen will serve us the space where we write the code. Okay, once we have this thing, we have to run, we have to create a project, a Java project. How do you do that? Either you can right click on any space, right click here, whatever you want, or you can go for file and then pick and go for Java project. And I cannot see any name which says Java project. So what I'll do, file, new, and I'll go for other and type. By the way, I can see it's already there Java project, but still I will type. So there it is. There's a Java project. So select it, highlight it, whatever you call it, then click next, and a new pop-up will comes up which says give me your project name. So I'll call this core Java app. Okay, as soon as give this hyphen or something, it says invalid module name. So that's fine. Uh, I'll just uncheck this box, module info. I don't need this part. So core Java app is fine. That's my project name. You are free to name it anything as per your understanding, whatever you want. And then you can change the JDK version. So for now, I'll just give the project name. That's it. And click on next. So I gave project name. Uncheck this was because I kept this underscore. Hyphen. That's why it was suggesting that don't do that. So give the project name. Next. Then finish. It will ask you to open Java perspective. Don't click this box, okay? We will use it later. So don't check this box, leave it as it is and click open perspective. Again, it will open that new screen. So minimize. I'm not going to use this one. Same as for outline. Minimize. We have a big space, and you can see on left side we have a project, some folder icon, a directory icon, and it says a small j. I hope you guys can see it. There's a j written. That means it's Java project. And expand that, and you guys can see we have two things inside it. First says JRE and next is SRC. Okay, so let's discuss about this first. So if we say, if once you create your first project in your Eclipse, that's how it looks. Okay, just a second, let me guys save this first of all. Not here. Okay, so you guys can see it's a project name, core Java app. Then next one is JDK version or Java version, you can say. So for now it is using Java SC17, so that's fine because that's what we want. And SRC is for source. SRC stands for source. This is the place where we write code, the Java code. Okay, SRC stands for source. I'll point this way, and I'll color that so it will be highlighted. We are talking about source here. And next one is already clear, but still I'll mark it that this is our JDK version. J I'll say in general Java version. So Vamsi, as you mentioned, Vamsi, I'm calling that. So what is JRE, JDK, JVM?
JVM is
Hmm. Any idea about the full form?
yeah, JVM is Java Virtual Machine,
Right.
and um, JDK is Java Development
Git.
uh, Kit,
Yep.
and JRE is Java Runtime Environment.
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Great. So yeah, full forms are correct. So I'll suggest guys go back once my class is done and check out these full form plus what they meant, what they do in Java world. Okay, what's the purpose of JDK? What's the purpose of JVM and things? That's your first question for today. Okay, figure out these three terminologies, the full forms, and then the working. What they do, where they stand, how do we get them, and what's the purpose or role in Java development? That's your first question. Okay. So now our project is ready and now we know what it has. So before diving into writing code, let's explore something. Okay. Um, if you open this one, you can always expand it. Okay. This icon, click on that and you can see lots of things are here. Java base, compiler, Java dot something something, and lots of things are here. And JDK, JFR. I mean, lots of jar files are there. Any idea about jar file? JAR. Anyone heard about it? It's fine. No, to say no. I completely understand that. But anyone who heard about this jar thing? Jar. It stands for. Let me not write here. I'll give you guys option to go through that.
Is it a Java archive file?
Yep. It stands for Java Archive. That's the full form of it. So it, as its name says, archive, right? So it's kind of a collection or holding up something, information. My bad. Wow. So is this correct spelling? Archive. Oops. Huh. I forgot the spelling. It's correct. Archive. Let me cross check. I don't want to write something wrong. ARCHI. Oops. Extra E. Right. Okay. So it stands for Java Archive, and it stands for, I mean, archive stands for something where you are actually holding up some information, some collection, some data. It could be a vast data or some small information, but something is archived, some old collection. So Java follows that, and it follows this uh, way to holding up lots of things. So in general, if I have to explain someone, so I usually say that if you are talking about jar, you can say jar is actually a collection. Okay, in simple terms, I'm saying collection of packages. That's what I always say to new guys. That if you have to explain someone that what is jar, start with that jar is actually a collection of packages. So that could be a first statement. Now, if I say packages, so let's confirm whether it does have packages or not. So I'm just randomly opening any jar file anything. Let's say open this one. Okay. So if you see, I just opened jdk.compiler. That's actually jar file. You can even write out the complete path. D, some software, Eclipse, something, 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 something. And at the end, you guys will notice it stands with, oh, come on, jrt-fs.jar, jar file. So that's its extension, .jar file. And this jar, I just clicked, it is holding up multiple packages. These are packages. So what is package? I think someone told me yesterday, but still I want to hear it again from someone. Farah, want to try? Packages?
Yeah,
Yeah,
package is like um, grouping the classes in a logical structure.
nice. Well said. Yep. So that's a logical way of compiling classes or holding up classes. Right, great. So packages we are talking about here. Holding up Java classes. Be precising. Okay. So that's what it meant, that we are holding up Java classes inside it. So is it true? Let's verify it. So I'm going back to Eclipse and opening any random package. And yep, it is holding up. Nice. So I can confirm packages are actually holding Java classes. That's cool. There it is. So, Sabina, are you following up what's happening here? What
Yeah,
we are
yeah.
digging up here. So we started with jar, then we saw packages, and then we are end up with Java classes. But again, that's not the end. Um, Still we will see lots of things added. So collection of Java classes. Okay, cool. So it is working. I mean, at least we are getting idea that even when you starting, you are holding by everything in your project. That when Java project gets created by Eclipse, it gives or actually edits the all those libraries inside it through that one thing which says JRE. So because if you see at the top, it's simply just JRE system library. But if you expand, you can see lots of stuffs. Okay, so we open jar file. When you open package, what if I open any class? Oh, let's open this one. So I'm just picking someone which has less information. Uh, Not this one. Let's try some other package. Not this even jar file. Is package. I want to pick lang system. Okay. So I did the same. I just randomly, not this time, not randomly. I intentionally opened this java.base. Okay, this is our actual file where we have to focus on later. But for now, just see this is our root thing, and inside this you can see lots of packages. And I intentionally opened this package java.lang. This is the root interface where things comes by default. We will discuss this about in detail, but for now, yeah, this is the package java.lang, which comes by default in your Java classes. What does it mean? Later we'll see. But this is a default package, you can say. Java.lang, it's a default package in Java programming. What it means? Later we'll see. Okay, and again, intentionally, I opened one class, system. And inside the system class, that's the class. It says C. And if I expand this, I can see multiple things inside it. These are what? These are methods, variables, and lots of stuff. So it's hard to explain here what these things are. So I will add that thing in front of you, not from the class itself, but what actually a class can hold. So I'm talking about a Java class. So if we talk about Java class, what we can put inside this Java class without bold. So we can have fields. We call them sometimes variables. We also call them sometimes properties. Property. Class property. So variable, fields, property, whatever you want to call. We can also have constructor inside it. We can have um, blocks. When we say blocks, so that could be instance block. The block could be static block. Then we talk about methods. Then we can have nested classes. So you can put all these things or stuffs inside a Java class. If it doesn't make any sense, don't worry. We will discuss it definitely one by one. We'll pick them. But at this moment, now we have an idea that when we reach to a bottom of our jar process, expanding process, that in a Java file you can have these kind of stuffs. Not necessarily you can see everything, but sometimes you can see mixture of all these things. Sometimes you will see constructors, sometimes methods, sometimes nested classes, sometimes just fields or constructors. So it depends upon the requirement how you're putting up. But these are the contents, or you can put inside a class, or you can see in your regular day-to-day programming if you're working in Java language. Till now, any question or doubt? Anything regarding what we just saw?
No, Pankaj.
Okay, great, fine. So we just kind of had a look like what we are dealing with. So still, project is really simple. Our it starts with project name, then JDK version, and it consists everything, and the SRC, which is empty. Right now we don't have anything. Otherwise, it will show some icon here which we can expand. So what you have to do? First thing you have to do in your project, always create packages. So definitely I'm going to create it. But third question is check out package. First of all, package like what is package, why we need them, and how to name, or instead of how I'll say rules for packages. So definitely we need them, like how it works. Let me just put it somewhere. Give me a minute, guys. Space is the issue here. Okay, this way we'll do that. Go down a little bit. You come this side. Guys, come this side. So we have a space for my questions, and third questions goes here. Okay, now we have a much space. So what do you guys have to think and check out on your Google search or any GPT tool. Check out what is package, why we use this package, and what are the rules for packages. That means when you are going to create a package in Java language, so what are the rules? There are like 3 4 rules which you have to understand. So definitely I'll let you know, but theory is important. So check out and what is true. And I'll suggest, at least for Sabina, it's for everyone actually, by the way, if you want to follow up. What I usually tell my students, that when you're learning something new, wherever your project is, right click and you will get option new, and there you can create actually a file, a simple notepad file. Create a file, and I'll say notes, and just click finish. And you can put XYZ, don't use this extension. So you can put your notes here. Okay, this way. So what will happen, anytime you open your project, you have the note section, and as per your examples, whatever you wrote, you can explain here. In case even if you have some doubt or questions, just write it directly. Don't write this somewhere else, like in some external notepads on your phone or mobile phone. Doesn't matter. It doesn't make any sense because your examples are here. So if you have a doubt or questions, or you have some example which is not executing, just paste it here or even your Java code and show me next day that this is not working, or how it is working. So I can work on that. So everything will be on same page. So you don't have to like search for, okay, I just wrote somewhere, but I'm not able to search it. What was the question? This I faced multiple times. So keep it at safe place so you can always get back and fetch the data. So just little suggestion, if you want, follow up. Otherwise, just do whatever you want, but things should be handy. Okay. So yeah. So question, check out the packages. So where the very basic naming convention. Okay, I just said convention. What does it mean? Conventions. It's quite common term, and I will use it regularly in every framework or in this one, conventions. These are basically rules, conventions, rules. In terms of languages, it's same. So when I say convention, that means I'm talking about some rules, that what kind of rules we have for writing any packages. So going to pick that. So the very first thing after creating your packages, you have to sorry, after creating your project is create packages. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So very first thing is names should be in small letters. Okay, never use any capitals in your package names. That's the first rule I'm writing, but yeah, definitely search by your own site and create notes from first day. So after 2 months, you will have lots of notes for your interview purpose and your learning purpose. Oops, I clicked. Okay. Second rule is uh, use dots when, um, not when, after every word. So it's like if I have say com, so I'll say com dot pack or org dot, mm, let's say data or in dot service. So you can see everything is small and every single word is separated by dots. So that's how package name should work. So I just gave two rules, but if you open, you will find out some more rules for the packages. But these are the commonly used rules which you can understand. And later we will see some more detail on packages, but later. So these are some examples while following up dot operators here. Example is this one. Okay, so let's follow the same pattern here. So on SRC, guys, now focus here where you have to create package. So right click on SRC, right click on SRC or source folder, then new, and you will get option package. Click on that and write any package name. So I follow the same process. I'll say com dot pack dot core. So 3 words separated by dot. Okay, before I click finish, let me show you the project structure where we have created workspace. So dot metadata and our project, expand, and you can see multiple folders and files are there, but on Eclipse it shows only required files, but by default in between it uses lots of things. And this src is right here, it's empty, right? It says folder is empty. Now going back, now focus guys, what I named my package com pack core, clicked on finish, and you can see a package is created. The color is white because it's empty. That's a color combination of Eclipse. It's not an hard and fast rule that every package color should be white. It's just decided by Eclipse developers that if someone creates if someone creates a package, so empty package will be shown by white color. So SRC contains a package name is com pack core. That's my package name. But how does it deduced by this Windows or any tool, any operating system? For Java language, it is package. But when it comes to uh, operating systems, Windows, Mac, Linux, they work on directories. So SRC has com, then pack, then core. Okay, so Eclipse is treating them as a single entity, but when it comes to directory structure, because that's how Windows or any operating system works, so it deals in directories or folders. So you can even see the path. Core Java app is my root package, then src, com, pack, and then core. That's how it looks. Any question till now about the naming conventions or how it looks on Windows, this thing, or come on this side? So I guess we are good on this topic. Now we are very much clear about when we create package, how does it looks. I don't want a single error while creating it. If I see any empty or like some random package names, so I don't know how to put that in words, but I won't be happy after spending that much time on package names. So make sure that your package names are small in small letters, and every single word should be separated by dot. That's it. Full stop. Whatever understand. The end. इसके आगे नहीं सोचना आगे कुछ. Okay. This is done. So we have a package ready. Going back to Eclipse. Now what? Now need a class because that's what the structure says. jar, we don't have jar yet, so leave the jar file, but we have packages and package contains Java classes. So as per Java, we have to create Java class. So right click on the package, a newly created package, right click on it, new, and Java class is ready. And first example, let's say hello. Let's say I'm calling it hello Java. Now here comes the rules for Java classes. Yep, again lots of rules. Guys, we are learning language and every language has their own rules and regulations. So we have to follow it and abide it and um, approve it from our unconscious or conscious minds. We're talking about class. So what is class? Why we need Java class and rules for Java classes. Okay, so that means you have to again learn some rules for Java class. How to name them, what to name them, what should be the case. Yes, case, everything is case sensitive. Packages are case sensitive. They should always be in small. But for Java class, you guys have noticed, I forgot to start with the rule, but I directly start with the class name. So what, how I gave it? Hello, then Java. Two different words, but you can see the letters. H is capital, J is capital. So yep, you have to follow that steps. And for Java classes, that's the very first rule. Um, every new word starts with capital letter. Come on, and some more typos. Okay, so example, I give this hello Java, or I can say um, student. If it's just a one word, so that's how student goes. If it is more than word, so I can say hibernate utils. Again, small typo the case. So I'm just giving you class names. Let's say if it has three words, um, generate PDF report. So that's how we'll name it. Generate G, PDF P, and report R should be capital. So these are some examples, and I hope this rule is also clear. Sabina, what do you say? Are you getting this? The rules? So this
Yes.
is the very first rule, okay? A basic rule which says, and that's how you have to give the names. Don't use letters small or capital. Just what I'm saying, just follow along. Okay, so that's my Java class. And you go here, you go here, and now going back to Eclipse. So I have to add to see it's up to you, and we tend to use real term or real time things. And in my examples in my code, you will see I'm just going to use some real things around me or just randomly comes. I'll create a Java class for it. As Java deals in real time, we call that real time entities. So that's how it works. So give the class name. Let's cancel it. Let's do this again. So right click on your package name, new. Why I'm saying right click on package name? It has a real significance. Right click on the package, then new and Java class. Name it. So I'm calling it hello Java. Now notice guys, before I click finish, from the start. So it says new Java class, that's fine. Java class, create a new Java class, that's fine. Now check the source folder. So source folder is your project name and src. This is your source folder. Next, your package. It by default moves your Java class, a new Java class is going to be pushed inside this package because we have right click on it. So by default it picks the name. Then your name, the name of your Java class, and that's it. And click on finish. But if you have right click somewhere else, so you have to put everything there, like your project name, your package name, and then Java class. But if you right click on right place, so everything gets autofilled, and that's a you can say beauty of Eclipse or any editor. If you right click on right place, so everything will be get placed by itself. You just have to focus on the certain thing. Right now, I am focusing on Java class and click finish. So our very first class is ready, and just a minute, let me increase the font size. Too small for me. Apply and apply close. So our class is ready. Of course, it's empty class, but what we have here? package name, and then class name. So let's pick this screen. Just a second, not this way. Move a little bit left. So we will consume less space on paint. So, so our very first class, which contains nothing, an empty class, is ready for us. Okay. So how to execute? If you guys have learned C language, so there was one entry point from where code execution starts. Every language has their execution point. Without it, it won't work. If you work in or write, if you want to create any web application, so very first file should be index.html. By default, even Tomcat Apache, the servers, they understand, or any server, they understand this index.html. They by default search for this page because we need some entry point. Even if you want to create a web project, you need this IDE. So likewise, in C language, there was this main method, the entry point. So C, the Java is already evolved from C++, and C++ evolved from C language, the mother of all languages. So we have also main method here. Now look at how to create that. Don't write full syntax by yourself. We are using editor, so use the power of editor. So type MAIN. Guys, notice here MAIN and hold control button, and for Mac it's that command button and then space. As soon as you do this, hold control and press space, Eclipse will give you suggestion. So very first it's saying main method. Just double click and here we go. Eclipse will generate that method for you. So it will save your time. Otherwise, you have to type all this syntax. Don't worry about these things like public, class, static. Ignore that. Just focus on how to create a Java class, how to create main method, and how to execute it. We are focusing only that section. So our main method is ready. But what we will do with this main method? So idea is we want to print something. So if you want to print something, wait, let me just clarify here. It's the entry at for Java applications. Okay, so main method is the entry point. Then next is I want to print something. Print what? Let's say hello Java on Eclipse console. Okay, this is what I want. Console means somewhere a space where we can see some contents. We will see in a minute. So if I want to print, so Java provides a mechanism. If you want to print something on console, on editor console, so you have to use something println method. So SYSOUT. That's how we get it. So you have to, this is a shortcut actually. System.out.println. So you have to type SYSOUT in Eclipse. Again, hold Control button and press space, and you will get this option. What it says, print to standard output, and double click, and that's what comes up. System.out.println. Inside this, we have a method. I'll put a double quotes and say hello Java because that's a string type. Oh, I said something string. What is string? Any guess? Vamsi, you want to try? String?
So it's an array of characters.
Array of characters. Okay. And in Java, does it has some more meaning apart from characters of multiple characters?
Um,
No idea?
they're like they cannot be changed.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Data types in.
And, yep.
Actually, that's a Java class. String is a Java class also, apart from data types. So that's fine. We will dig up into that as well. So next question for you guys is data types in Java. So every language has their own data types. If you talk about C, C++, Java, .NET, PHP, Angular, React, even SQL has its own data types. So in Java we have total 8 data types. We call them oh, block 8 um, data types, or 8 primitive data types. So what do you guys have to do? Search primitive types in Java. So you'll get a list of 8 data types. Check out and write examples for them. I just need one line example. Java examples. I just create a simple example Java file and print their value. How? I'll show you in a minute, or maybe in 5 minutes. So next question is data types in Java. So we just used one data type inside this println method. That's a string type. Here we used string as data type. Okay, this is done. And now what? We are good. That's it. So if everything goes fine, if Java library is properly connected with our project, so we should get this message on Eclipse console. Let's see it. So how to execute this code? Again, right click on any empty space in your space, but make sure that you are on the same file. Right click, and here you will get option run as. So again, any empty space, right click, run as, and again right click, run as, and then you have option Java application. Just click on that, it will execute, and Eclipse console will pop up. Let me just drag and push it here. Okay, here it is. So if you execute this line multiple times, it will get executed multiple times. Right click, run as application. So hello Java 5 times. So that's how we can print something on Eclipse console by using Java language. So any question or doubt, please tell me. Anything which is not clear or want some more explanation. If you understood this much, so that's great. Or still some question or anything coming up in your mind, okay. So you can ask, free to ask. Nothing as of now. Okay, fine. So I'm counting you guys understood like how to create project, how to, even before project, how to create proper location of workspace. Don't just randomly create anything, okay? Make sure you are locating, okay, that's the location where I will keep my code, because there you will, on that location you have to work for 2 months, next 2 months. So make sure that you knows where your code is. I have seen guys just telling one guy who even don't know where my code is, and he spent at least 15 minutes in front of me to search where my code is. So think about the situation. After 30 days, he even don't know where my code is. So he was looking forward and opening every single folder where my code is, where my code is. So don't get into that situation. Make sure your location, mark it, create Eclipse workspace, then start working. So after 1 month or 2 months, you know where my code is, so you can execute and run that. Okay, so everything's fine. We have a working code, and now we know how to execute our Java application. So that's great. Now what? So I give some examples. I'm sorry, not examples. I gave some homeworks. So last part is data types in Java. So I'm not going to pick everything, but I'll give you an idea like how you can start working with that example. Paint Classic. So here we are talking about data types in Java. So data types actually have, you can say, bones for any programming language. They provide structure. Without it, any language cannot, even walk or even crawl. So it needs some support, base pillars, you can say. So we have 8 data types. I will highlight some commonly used data types like int, let's say char, float, and which one should I pick? Mhm. Let's say, or just keep it 3 for now, because these are common. Otherwise, if I have to consider more, so you guys get more confused if you are doing it first time. So int for integers. For any integer value, you have to use this one. For char, it's for characters. A single character can go there. This for floating values, um, with decimal values actually. So integers like 14, 12, any number, 1, 100. So these are some examples for integer values where you're dealing with numeric values. Characters like one character at a time. A, T, U, or in capitals A, Y. So these are some examples for characters. Float with decimal, that where you can where you are allowed to use some decimal values like 23.5 random number, 74.63 random number, 85.3. So these are some floating values or decimal values. So if I have to use them, let's see how to write a program on it or Java code. So by following the same steps, you have to write example for all data types. Free to use Google or any ChatGPT to just give the instruction, it will generate a code, copy paste in your Eclipse and execute it. So we already know how to copy paste. That's one of the simplest thing in the world. Execution, I already told you, once you properly copy paste it, right click and run as. Okay, so I'm going to write one basic example to test data types. So I'm calling it data types test. Okay, so empty class, without it, without main method it won't work, so we need main method. So every single class I'm going to create, it will consist main method. So type main, control space, here it comes, pick it. Okay, and then always format your code, guys. Always format your code. I don't want something like your code is going this way, then going this way. Okay, like I saw multiple guys who wrote this kind of code. They even don't know what's happening. Braces are going that way, this way. I mean, it doesn't make any sense why we are doing this. We are logical people. We know how to deal. So this doesn't make any sense. Even someone watch this kind of code, they say, what you're doing? Even you don't know basics of code formation. So a shortcut for that is Control Shift F in Eclipse. By default, it's there. So Control Shift F and code get formatted. Even I will type it here. For code format, if I'm writing, that means you guys have to do it. Don't come with the like jumbled of code. F. This will format your code. Control Shift F and done. Same thing is here. Control Shift F and code get formatted. So always format your code after writing code, and this is really important when you work in any project. The very first thing any developer will see that your code is formatted. Don't just start typing and leave your code. I don't know what what decent word to say it. Okay, so we are dealing with data types. So first, how to create variables. Int x equals to, or not x, let's say int age equals to 20. So what I just did here, I created a variable of int type or integer type where I'm allowed to use numeric values 20. Let's say I want to capture some float values, some, let's say salary. So I'll say float salary equals, then some digits, random numbers, then dot 23 semicolon. It gives error, so you have to pass F to explicitly set to the compiler Java code that I'm using float type. So you have to write F for float. That's why I intentionally pick float, to tell you that if you are going for float type, you have to tell the compiler, the Java compiler, that I'm using a float type. So use F here to explicitly mark it that this is a float value. Next is char. So char, let's say um, initials. Okay, I'm just giving one variable name, initials. So how do we give characters? Single quotes and say A, semicolon, and done. Initials. So what I just thinking about a employee who has these three things: age, salary, and initials. I'm giving Mr. A that way. So that's how we create variables. Okay. So this is the way of creating any variable. So we are talking about how to create variables in Java language. So it has a proper syntax. Let's see that. Syntax says, what is syntax? Anyone in this group knows syntax? No? Syntax is a way to clear some idea, or you can say a way to explain certain things, like how a language supports certain part. As we are dealing with data types, so there must be a way to write it, a convenient way, or a Java language which supports its grammar. So in simple words, I can say grammar for any language. It's not specific to Java, guys, by the way. Okay, so grammar for any language. In I'm putting this in a layman term. So if a non-developer, non-IT guys comes up, what is syntax? So I'll say grammar for any language. So if you have to declare any variable, how it works, you have to first of all tell the data type. Okay, then give a space, then variable name, and then equal sign, and then its value and semicolon. So if you notice, I gave data type like int, variable name is age, equal sign, and value is 20. That's my example. And I hope my syntax is clear. So whenever I teach something new, I'll give you syntax first of all, so you will understand, okay, the data type is int, variable name is this, and then value, whatever the value is. I hope this is clear, the syntax term. Okay, now going back to Eclipse. So how to print it? Simple enough. Just put SYSOUT, control space. It comes up, pick this up, and I'll say age of employee. And here I'll say plus, and I'll pass age. So what I just did, I gave a meaningful message. Or if I don't pick it, so this will come this way. Let's write it first of all this way. So I'm just saying sys out to println and pass that variable inside here, inside the println method. And right click, run as application. It will straightforward 20. But obviously it doesn't make any sense. What is 20 here? So to make it make some sense here, like in our output, I'm giving a message as well by using string type. So it comes up age of employee is 20. There comes up 20. So now we have some meaningful message coming up that we are dealing with some age of the employee. Just a second, guys. Okay, so here we're dealing with the age of the employee. Likewise, I can print other things. So it's the age, it's a salary of employee, and this is initials of employee. Oops, my bad. Age should be replaced by salary, and this is initials. Code format done. Then right click, run as application, and I'm getting everything from the code. So this is our very first example for data types. Any concern or doubt, please tell me so we can consider that. Otherwise, I'll move forward with next topic. And if I'm teaching fast, let me know. I'll slow down. Why these get highlighted? Okay, now better. No question. So that means we are getting everything from this class. Okay. So this is our code. This is our output. So whatever I write in Eclipse, I'll try to paste that on Paint as well. So we can see the output, and plus if something has to explain, I can explain it here. So as of now, nothing is there to explain, nothing much to explain here. But one thing I want to highlight here, we just use this thing. Okay. Oops. Okay. This I can take. Okay, so if you notice here, we have two sections in this println method. First section is double quotes, then we have plus sign, and then we have a variable. So what plus is doing here? This plus icon is doing here. Any idea? No? It is doing concatenation. That means joining. Concatenation is a technical term which developers use. In simple terms, people used to say joining is happening. So this plus operator is doing concatenation of string and integer. So the very first part, age of EMP, is of what type? It's of string type. The age is of int type. So if you have to combine two different types, what do you have to do? You have to use plus operator in Java language. Again repeating, if you have to combine two different types, you have to use plus operators. I hope it is clear. So this is string, this is age, and what's happening here? Concatenation by using plus operator. Okay, this is done. We have idea now. If we have to combine two different types, we can use plus operators. And now we also know how to create variables. Great, good work as of now. So we have idea what is variable. So if I go back, I explained somewhere that what we can put inside Java classes. So the very first thing I mentioned, variables, property, and this thing. So now we have a rough idea how to create fields, variables, or properties of a Java class. Okay, great. Um, Next we can pick off. I hope it's not too much. I can continue, right, guys? Anyone feeling
Yes,
okay?
Pankaj.
Okay. Nah, you can say always. I know it's too, it's not much for you. What about the guys? Farah and Sabina. I want confirmation from everyone. All good, guys?
Yes, Pankaj.
Yes, all good.
All good. Great. Okay, so next is when we are done this part. So let's create um, like execution or instance creation, I would say. That is better. So next paint, I'll pick how to create instance, or in general term, developers or technical guys time to time say it, object in Java language. Okay, that's one question initially comes up, like how to do that. So we have multiple ways, and the most commonly used way is by using new keyword. Okay, I just said keyword. So anyone wants to explain what is keyword here? Forget about new. What is keyword in languages? It's a reserved keyword, by the way. Language understand that. So keyword means here a reserved keyword occupies or uses by Java library. So you cannot use it for your own purpose. You have to use them for certain tasks. Like here, the task is to create instance or object in Java language. So if to do that, the easiest way and the most common way is use new keyword. Okay. So is this the only keyword in Java language? No. So we have almost 40 plus reserved keywords. Mm, okay, in Java language. Okay. So we have 40 plus our reserved keywords. And can you guys believe just by writing that example, we use almost 4 to 5 keywords unintentionally. Yep, we just use those keywords. So going back to examples, you can see multiple names are coming in orange color. Again, it's a Eclipse configuration. If you use some other tool, you might see some in different colors. So Eclipse is using oranges to highlight Java reserve keyword. That's right. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So public is 2 times, so 8 times. So we have just used 8 Java reserve keywords unintentionally. I didn't said I'm going to use it, but they comes by default. That's a thing which we just use. So if I have to write, not this way at least, let me try this again. Nice. Okay, let me type it. I don't like this color. So we just saw package, public, main. Even before main, we have a class. I'm not going to write like all Java keywords. I'm just giving an idea that in if you're writing in any example in Java language, you will use certain keywords which you are not supposed to, but they will come by default. Public is done, then static void void d, then int float char, int float and char. So we just used 8 Java reserved keywords, and next one we are going to use is new. Purpose is for instantiation or object creation, not dot, it's a slash. Okay, it has the same meaning, so don't get confused. So we have certain keywords in Java language which you have to use to do certain tasks. So at least below 3, above new, we already know what these are. These are Java reserved keywords for variables. Main is a method name, class is for the class. Whenever you are about to create any Java class, you are going to use this class. So every keyword has their own purpose. So class keyword is used to, or it helps us create in Java class. Main is a keyword which is actually a method name. If I go back, this is actually a method name. We will discuss about methods maybe tomorrow, not today, but this is one of the method in Java language. And then some public, and public we don't know what is public right now, so leave it, but we at least know what is package. So package keyword is used to support packaging in Java language. So more or less we know most of the keywords we just saw in our first or second example. Public we don't know, static we don't know, void we don't know at this moment. Okay, so we are dealing with some reserved keywords as well. So one of the reserved keyword, what I mentioned, because I'm going to use new keyword, and new is one of the reserved keyword. Library language supports that. Library or language supports that. Okay, so how to do that? Let's see it. So I'm going to create one more Java class, and let's see how to deal with that. So new Java class, and let's say car. Okay, I'm going to create a Java class whose name is car. Just give the car name, click finish. So we can see a class is ready, and here I will create one thing like int let's say number. Oh, not use number. Let's say length, not length. We are talking about class, so let's say price, and we just did this way. We call this variable declaration. So get familiar with these terms. So first class, I'm typing it, onwards I'm just used it. So variable declaration is happening here. We just declared one variable. What's the type of this variable? Int. Type of variable is int. What's the name of variable? It's price. Sabina, variable name is price and its type is int. If I say string name, so what I just did here, I created a variable whose name is name, whose type is string. So int, string, these are types and these are names. So let's copy this. I'm just focusing on variables today, so you guys will be very much clear about always highlight paste. So price is a variable name, int its type. Let's get rid of this string, it is coming in the way. Uh, uh, okay, so idea is I want to explain here that if I have to ask you like what's happening in this line, so we just created a variable. So this is type, or simple language data type. We at least understand what is data type, and price it's variable name. So this is our variable name or field name or property name. Variable first day, so I'm right typing everything, field or property name. So variable name, field name or property name. Don't get away. Yeah, better. Okay, so that's how it works. Now coming back to the example, so we have a class ready and I created, let's make it simple, just one type, int type. Okay, now I'm going to create main method. So type main, pick this up, code format, and let's initialize the price. So price equals, and I will say um, if I do this way, let's not do this. Cut this and I'll paste here. Okay. Then price equals, let's say 1000 semicolon. Okay. So what I just did, I have declared one variable, and here I just did what? Initialization. Initialization. Okay. So declaration happens in first line. Next line, in next line we are doing initialization. So these are technical terms. Always remember them. Okay. And that's it. So first phase sys out, and I'll say um, price of car. Again, I'm writing kind of same code. Price of car, then plus, come on, price. Okay, and if I execute this code, so right click on any empty space, run as an application, and you can see the price of car is 1000. Great, it's working. It's similar to what we did earlier. Okay, if I have to do this in through object creation, so let me create one more class. I'm just thinking how to do that. Okay, let's create a separate example. So multiple examples will be there. So I copied that. I'm just saving some time. Everything will be same. I'll just move things outside. So this is a very simple way to this. Let's say I'm calling it Jeep. Okay, and this time I will move things outside, except this is out. Okay, so I just initialization a variable, but this time I will do it in one line because it needs it. So equals 1000, and this time what we are doing, variable declaration plus initialization will happen in same line. By the way, why these are coming in a gray color? Because I'm using comments. Okay, so spend some time if you are new, like check out what is comment or how to comment. So again, same way, if we have to understand what is comment, so first question is what is comment, why we use them, and examples. So if you learn this way, so your concepts will be clear what we're up to, why we're doing this. So I just committed this line. So here we are declaring a variable plus initializing it. Okay, so can I access it inside main method? Let's try. So I'm going sys out, then same line, price of car, and then plus car. Sorry, not car, price. Oops, I'm not getting it. I'm not able to access it. What it is saying, I'm getting a red line. You guys can see. Earlier I was able to access it, but now I'm not getting it. Cannot make static reference to the non-static thing. Believe me, I'm not getting what it's saying. This is my second day. How would I understand? But I know I can create an object. So let's do that because this is not working for me. But for future reference, I'll copy it because we have to understand this concept as well. So the error says cannot make a static reference to something something. That's what it says. So this line is not working. I'll comment it. I'll use it in future. So when we discuss about static thing, then we will get back to this example and resolve it. But for now, I know we are discussing about new keyword, how to create or instance of a Java language. So this is the location or this is the place where exactly new keyword required. So I'll go back to my example, and even before that I need to understand its syntax. Again, syntax is required for beginners, so you should know how to create object. So the syntax for creating object of any Java class. First of all, how we create this, how to create object, or what to create object, for whom to create object for Java classes. So we are talking about Java classes. So syntax for creating Java object is class name, then variable name, typo, variable name, then equals, then new keyword, then for now I'm typing class name, which will be wrong in future, but this is the syntax of creating any object. Okay, so let me copy this, going back to Eclipse, and I'll paste it and I'll comment that as well. So I won't get any red line because this is not a language, it's a English. Java won't understand English language. So if you have to create any instance or object, you have to follow this syntax. So first thing it says class name. So in this case, currently, uh, for which field we want to access price. This price is present in which class? Jeep class. So I have to write Jeep class. So class name is Jeep. Done. Variable name. So variable name could be anything. I'll say Jeep object. That's my opinion. I'm calling it Jeep object. First class, I'm calling it that way. Then after equals, it says new new. So you have to type it as it is new. Don't write I want to this. No, keep it small. Every single Java reserved keyword is written in small letters. So use new. Then again class name. So my class name is Jeep again. Then brackets. We call them parentheses and semicolon. And done. That's how we create Java objects in Java class. So why I'm doing it? Because I need to access this price inside main method. So if I have to access that price inside main method, I need to create object of that class where it is present. So price variable is present inside Jeep class. So I have to create object of Jeep class. That's done. And then how to call it? So second thing is after creation, how to call variables, because right now we're dealing with variables from class. That's next question. So answer is variable name. Oops, right. Copy. I'll say class variable name. Class variable name, then dot, then variable, semicolon. That's how we deal. Okay, there we go. So how to call any variable from the class? The class variable, this one, then dot, then variable name. So in our case, what's my variable name? Jeep object. So it goes like Jeep object, then what variable? Price here and semicolon. Done. I'm getting error. What it says? Because we have to print it. So we will print it inside sysout. Sysout. And let's keep the same message, like price or something. Price of car. And done. Code format and it's done. So what we just did, we created object of Jeep class, instantiated Jeep class, and calling price variable by using Jeep class object. And then how to test? Right click, run as application, and hit is printing. Just to change something, so we can see, yeah, it is printing that way. Run as application. Yes, it's working. Okay, so that's our next example to understand how to create object, and I hope this example is clear. Still doubt? Please tell me. I'll try to explain it again. If it is clear, that means we understood how to create class, how to create variables, and how to instantiate that class to get access of that variable we just created. Sometimes things are not accessible directly, so we have to create objects for them, and we just did that to get access of it. Oof. Okay, so today's class is done. Any question or any other thing, anything which is not clear or affecting, please tell me. We are wrapping up here for today's class. No? Nothing? Okay, great. So let